What's good, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I am back with another installment of my Exposing Diddy series. Today, we're going to take a look at the long history of violent behavior that Diddy has shown throughout his illustrious career. There have been quite a few incidents where this man has lost his cool and done some very shocking and erroneous things. But before we get into the list, please make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel, hit that thumbs up button for me, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. Now let's get into the first incident, which happens to be the CCNY tragedy in 1991. Combs co-promoted a celebrity basketball game and concert at City College of New York where 9 people were unalived and 29 people were injured. The gym had a capacity of 2,730 people, but as many as 5,000 people showed up to the event, which didn't have enough security to control the throng. After organizers closed the doors and stopped letting attendees in, people outside broke the gymnasium doors and rushed the lobby, causing a stampede. Then New York City Mayor David Dinkins' administration published a 67-page report called A Failure of Responsibility that cited Combs for hiring inadequate and inexperienced security. Combs settled a slew of lawsuits from family members of attendees who were unalived at the gymnasium, finalizing the last suit in 2000. Wow. And I know you're probably saying, well, Keisha, he didn't physically do that to those people. It was a mistake. It was haphazardous, whatever you want to call it, but he was the one responsible for the event. In 1995, Combs and Death Row Records co-founder Marion Suge Knight were once friends, but the animosity that fueled the violent rivalry between Death Row and Bad Boy started once Knight's friend and security guard Jake Robles was unalive outside an Atlanta nightclub after an argument with the Bad Boy camp. The men were celebrating musician Jermaine Dupri's birthday at Platinum City Club when, as then Fulton County Sheriff Deputy Chris Howard told police, an argument began between members of the Bad Boy and Death Row Records entourage. Howard said that he escorted Combs and his guests outside to leave the club and thought the coast was clear to allow Knight and his entourage to leave. But as Howard told the Los Angeles Times, Knight's partner was just about to get into the limo when all of a sudden Puffy's guys came from around the corner and one of them had a pow-pow. Howard said he chased the man who handed the pow-pow to another person who at Robles 2 or 3 times. According to the Times, the person then jumped into a car carrying Combs' associates. Robles passed away weeks later at an Atlanta hospital. Combs has denied involvement in the pow-powing, which Knight reportedly held him responsible for. In 1998, Combs and 2 other men attacked Steve Stout after the music executive, then Nas's manager, erroneously sent MTV a version of Combs and Nas' Hate Me Now music video, which contained scenes depicting Combs as Jesus Christ being crucified. Combs wanted the crucifixion scene deleted from the video and was enraged that it played on air. Stout says that Combs and 2 men barged into his New York City office and attacked him with a champagne bottle. He was charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief. Stout claims that his arm and jaw was broken in the attack, but Combs denied any bones were broken to MTV. Also telling the network, I basically went to his office, and what happened in his office I really can't speak about, but I can say this: the way I handled myself in his office was completely wrong, and I've since apologized to Steve about that, and I felt like, I just disappointed myself. Combs was sentenced to a 1-day anger management class. Well, obviously, knowing what we know now, he needed more than that. Way more than that. And ain't it funny how he had such a problem with being depicted as Jesus Christ on the cross, but he had no qualms about going to this man's office and jumping him and then attacking him with a champagne bottle that could have unalived this man. It could have went way worse than what it actually did. And knowing now what we know, that he not only had anger issues and didn't have a problem attacking men, we all know that he didn't have any qualms of putting his hands on women. Ain't that something? In late December of 1999, Combs would find himself in trouble yet again. So Combs and his bad boy signee, Jamal Shine Barrow, were partying at Club New York when Diddy knocked a drink out of Matthew Scar Allen's hands. Allen got into an argument with Combs and someone threw money in Combs' face. Allen also threatened to pow Shine. Prosecutors alleged that amid the fray, all three men drew pows, and Shine shot 3 times in the crowded club. 3 people were powed. Combs, who was arrested with 2 9mm pows in his car, was charged with 4 weapons charges and for bribing his driver to claim that the guns were his. A witness at the trial said she saw both Shine and Combs shoot their weapons, but Combs was acquitted on all charges, while Shine was found guilty of 5 of his 8 charges and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Also, knowing what we know now and knowing what we know then, I believe the woman who suffered the facial injuries said even then that Shine wasn't the one that powed her, that it was Diddy. So Shine did 10 years in prison that I firmly believe for a crime that he did not commit, and that was Diddy's fault. In 2007, New York Daily News columnist Ben Whitcomb wrote that Gibson and Diddy had a nasty falling out, during which the choreographer says the rap mogul menaced her with a chair. Sources also tell Ben that Diddy fired her during the incident and at one point yelled for the MTV cameras to be shut off. Lorianne Gibson filed a complaint with the NYPD on May 11th, claiming the argument jumped off when Diddy and guest judge Michael Bivins laminated over the disappointing performance of the latest group of contestants who are competing for a spot in an all-male band. During the April 25th taping at a branch of New York Sports Club in Greenwich Village, Gibson says she explained to Diddy and Bivins that the contestants had been given only a day to practice in order to see what they would do in a crunch. Gibson said that the 2 men began to yell and curse at her before Bivins allegedly grabbed her and Diddy picked up a chair to threaten her. She says she broke free, tried to run, and Bivins allegedly grabbed her once again. Then she left, the complaint stated. Sources close to Diddy denied he grabbed the chair. They also claimed the argument was incited to add drama to the show and that Gibson overreacted. This is just another example of a false accusation by someone trying to take advantage of Shine's success and celebrity status, said attorney Benjamin Barfman. Ain't that the same thing he said about Cassie? Gibson's lawyer said that the case was still under investigation. However, an NYPD spokesperson told Ben Whitcomb that Manhattan detectives investigated the allegation, found no wrongdoing, and closed the case. Oh, I'm sure this person did. Maybe got paid off, allegedly. As for her firing, Gibson's attorney Peter said her contract is with MTV and Combs does not have the power to give out pink slips. Her attorney also said the NYPD was still trying to get copies of the footage that MTV shot during the dispute. Filming of the show's season finale has been delayed because of the dispute. She is the inspiration for the contestants and she has worked with Sean Combs for more than 10 years. That's why this was so unexpected.
Y'all two go in the maybe could dance section. Y'all two go over in the can dance section.
Really?
What? You talking to her? What did you just do?
He said really. He had a moment.
You were saying really to me? Whoa.
Oh dear Lord. Donnie. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? You don't talk back to the teacher.
I've just been working my ass off.
Step to the floor. Address it.
Yo, go to the next thing. Let's go to the next thing.
Come on. All right, here we go.
All right, y'all could go outside. Thank you very much. I probably didn't send home just for speaking up. They gonna have to be able to dance, you know what I'm saying?
They wasn't dancing when they came to New York.
Yeah, but to be honest, y'all wasn't dancers like that. And whatchamacallit, and 112 wasn't
They're
dancers, and
amazing.
most of the people that dancing wasn't dancing, you know what I'm saying? Half the insane guys wasn't dancing. How many days did they rehearse? Just one?
Just today.
Why was it just today?
Because that was the test. And they had 8 hours, and they were better when they left
No,
here.
I thought when I left her on Tad, I thought you had her coming in earlier from today.
I wasn't today.
No, I heard that you had her from this weekend, I thought you told me. Huh?
The first we could get her in.
Okay, but then I told you give me another choreographer, because right now, you want me to make a cut. I can't make a cut on guys learning a routine in one day. I didn't really know it was today. I wouldn't have been able to learn all that in one day.
Yes, you would have.
Baby girl, that ain't what I said to do with my show, though, man. So I'm cutting based on not having what I asked for. I asked for them to be dancing throughout the weekend. If she couldn't do it, give me another choreographer. That's it.
Can I interject,
I ain't no
briefly?
interjecting. It's only one person's show. It ain't no
I
interjecting.
don't have a problem like that, but
No, I'm not
Based on-
baby girl, I'm not taking no interjection.
No,
if you want to go, I'm not taking no interjection.
Based on...
Now I'm psycho for real.
No,
I'm not
and
taking
so
no
am
interjection.
I.
Get the out there.
Right, with pleasure. Michael Bivens, you can't pick up 4 counts to 8 in one day, then what are we all doing here? I don't want to be a part of this. If you can't pick up 4 counts in one day, no, you disrespectful. Get me
Turn the cameras off. You disrespectful.
You and your corny stuff.
That's Diddy.
Whatever. You don't scare me.
This is crazy, man. You're supposed to have respect, bro. I'm saying you're supposed to be a sister. No respect. I ain't acting like this. Wait, hold up.
I think it's only fair that we truly address the Lorianne situation properly. I think she was a very positive impact for the show. I don't respect how she handled the situation, but hey, this is entertainment. We all a little crazy now and then. I wish her the best of luck. There are no hard feelings here. It's your boy Diddy and making the band. Now,
Crazy, right? It seemed like he was taking the anger of what Donnie had said to him, that really, he wanted to say something to him, but he was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. It's a little white boy. He knew that back then in the 2000s, he would have got strung up going off on a little white boy on MTV. Okay. So he tried to keep his cool, and then I believe he took that anger that he couldn't display on that little white boy out on Lori, mixed with the fact that he didn't get the results that he wanted. But after filing the police report, I guess she didn't want to further press charges. She ended up going back to the show. She and Diddy had a sit down. Let's take a look at it.
Disrespected you.
You crossed the line as far as me being the boss of this. I ain't never had no problem with you. I ain't never bossed you around in no way. I never did nothing but try to empower your career, the whole thing. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you don't empower a person by calling them a bitch.
And don't go with that. That's not gonna work.
But I'm telling you.
That one's not gonna work. You know what I'm talking about. Let's go to where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Don't go back to what happened in the argument. I'm not bringing up everything you said in the argument. Keep it all the way funky. You know what I'm saying?
I am keeping
We
it
keep it all the way
funky,
funky.
but can you-
Let's keep it all the way funky.
We are
I
keeping it
didn't do
funky.
nothing but put you on. That's all I did.
You put me on.
That's
You
all
put
I
me
did.
on.
No, I'm not saying I'm responsible
God
for your
put me
career.
on, right.
I'm not saying I'm responsible
Okay.
for your career, but that's
Let's
all,
be
all
clear.
I did.
Obviously, there was a disconnect that maybe both of us just have to agree to disagree. I'm here to do a job. If you want me to finish that job, then I'm going to finish it.
So did you miss me when you was away from me? Huh? Did you miss me?
I don't know about y'all, but back then and even today, it's still given very much either they had a lot of schmexual chemistry or they had bumped monkeys before. And let's not forget, during that argument, she was like, I'm not scared of you. She had seen and heard of the things that he done. Yep. It was giving very much on his part. I'm not gonna apologize for anything that I said. I don't want to hear nothing that you got to say. It was him controlling the narrative and the conversation, not willing to take accountability, and then he went into manipulation mode. You missed me while you was away from me. What others do. 5 months ago, Diddy's ex-security guard, Gene, said this about him allegedly putting hands on Kim Porter.
Cassie thing, I didn't know her, but I knew somebody like her, and that was Kim Porter. I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter. So people ask me, yo, and they send me clips of Cassie, I guess it's an affidavit to the courts, you know, of what she experienced. And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, and now I could say one time when I know Kim had defended herself, and I told people this, and now everybody, after Cassie report comes out, everybody want to show the picture now. You see a picture on the internet going with Puff, right hand is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at St. Luke's Hospital. He had a white t-shirt wrapped around his wrist because Kim had took the cork, you know, where you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist, defending himself. And he almost, I think he had, I know he tore some ligament, but he almost hit an artery or came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit because he just kept bleeding. And from that point on, he was hooked. That's when I knew, I knew when they was talking about people getting addicted and hooked on pain medicines, that's what happened to him. And it was from his right wrist that he's reminded by Kim all the time now. Yo, I heard that he beat her so bad he sent her to Hawaii so she could stay away from people. That's crazy, man. But that's Kim's story. That's Kim's book. That's Kim's book. Then you hear about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht? Wow, I ain't hear about that. He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book.
Now, you all should know by now that I was going to come with receipts to back up what this gentleman just said. I found this photograph from 2011 showing Diddy in a sling. Now, at the time, he stated that he had to have a minor shoulder surgery. But what I later found out is that this is the same arm that Kim allegedly attacked him with the corkscrew. In this photograph, you see Diddy holding up his fist, but what you also see is a leftover scar from something that happened to his wrist. I zoomed in on the picture and there is a sign there of a scar going across his wrist, you guys. So it looks like what this guy Gene Deal said was true. Also, regarding Kim Porter's nose, I did some before and after pics of her face throughout the years. This is a picture of a very young Kim Porter starting out in her modeling career. You can see she had a very full, pronounced nose. Then at some point, it seems as if she got a nose job to make her nose more slender and more pointed at the tip. You see a huge difference. And then this is when I believe that the breaking of her nose by Diddy happened. If you notice, from her original nose to the nose job she had at some point during her life to the third picture, you see that the middle part of her nose was pushed in. It seemed like there was no bone there. It was kind of like sloped, and it kind of looked a little uneven when she smiled. It wasn't like that previously. So it looked like there had been some damage to her nose at some point that did not have anything to do with the initial nose job. Kim Porter's good friend Kimora Lee Simmons even had a run-in with Diddy back in the day. It was noted in the Times, it says, "I want to note that Kimora Lee Simmons has warned people about Diddy's conduct for years, and she has either been attacked for doing so or ignored. Diddy also threatened to hit her when she was pregnant," one person wrote on X platform, formerly known as Twitter. "Shocking and disturbing allegations against Diddy, and kudos to Kimora Lee Simmons for speaking out against his behavior years ago. Her warnings should have been heeded," another one added. Simmons claimed that the rapper threatened to hit her after she said something to him in a prior incident. As per the interview profile, she said, "I was pregnant, the moron." The article further noted that Diddy eventually made a public apology to Simmons. The rapper never addressed the incident. In 2012, gossip blogs rumored that Cassie's then boyfriend, rapper Kid Cudi, and Diddy had an altercation in a club. In a deeply disturbing turn of events in the lawsuit, Cassie stated that Diddy blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Ventura. The New York Times said through a spokesperson that Kid Cudi confirmed Cassie's account that his car exploded in his driveway. "This is all true," he said. T-Squad, we already know about all of the traumatizing things that Diddy did to Cassie throughout the years, so no need to go over that bit again. But if you do not know, you can check out my Exposing Diddy playlist where I detailed all the events after he was exposed last November. Many sources throughout the years has stated that Diddy slapped Drake while in the club. Their beef was over the 0 to 100 track that he felt Drake stole from him. One of those people that vouch for this story is Charlemagne the God. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Although there is no footage of this, based on people that I've spoken to close to the situation, Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I was laying in my bed and my phone kept ringing. I'm like, why my phone keep ringing at 4 o'clock in the morning? So I go to look at my phone, and it's my dude, like my dude. And he ain't no just random guy in the club. This is somebody that everybody knows.
Right.
He's like, boy, you wouldn't just believe what happened. I'm like, what? Diddy just slapped Drake. I'm like, where?
Slapped or punched?
I heard a slap. He slapped Drake. He was like behind the scenes behind Club Live. I said like at the back entrance, back door. I'm like, get the out of here. You but I knew it was real because it was 4 o'clock in the morning. But everybody know I'd be up because I gotta, go do the Breakfast Club in the morning. But lo and behold, it turned out that it was true.
I heard it was over the 0 to 100 beat.
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
That's exactly what I heard
from my sources.
That's exactly what I heard.
No one will forget the time that Diddy attacked his son Justin's UCLA coach. Back in the day, Page Six wrote, rap impresario Sean Diddy Combs allegedly tried to bash a UCLA football coach with a heavy metal weight for yelling at his son during practice and was busted on suspicion of felony assault at the campus Monday. He was released after posting $160,000 bail, a report said. Combs tangled with Bruins strength and conditioning coach Sal Alosi, who used to work for the Jets at the university's training complex around 12:30 p.m., according to TMZ. The rapper allegedly brandished a weight called a kettlebell as he tried to hit the coach, who was reportedly riding Combs' son Justin, 21 at the time, a defensive back on the team. Diddy, who was 45 at the time, allegedly stormed onto the campus a day after Alosi yelled at the younger Combs, cornering him in his office. The coach had been working his son to the bone and had instructed Justin not to come back until the end of the summer, TMZ said. When Diddy confronted the coach, he was told to hang on. After he was ignored, the rapper snatched the heavy kettlebell and allegedly swung it at the former linebacker. The training equipment narrowly missed the coach, a source told TMZ, adding that it could have unalived him if it had connected. Diddy, who has been referred to as a helicopter dad by school staff, insisted on Monday that Alosi, 38, was the real aggressor in the incident. Sources close to Diddy told the website that he just wanted to chat with Alosi about an issue with his son, but Alosi snapped and Combs grabbed the kettlebell in a defensive position, they said. UCLA head football coach Jim Mora said, "I'm thankful that our staff showed the level of professionalism that they did in handling this situation. This is an unfortunate incident for all parties involved. The incident isn't the first bit of trouble for either man." In May of 2021, GQ wrote an article on J. Cole that involved an incident where he and Diddy had an altercation. It said back in 2013, when he was a little more sociable, reveling in the fruits of being a popular rapper in his late 20s and attending large functions with other celebrities, there was one incident that quickly became infamous. It involved an altercation with the one and only Puff Daddy, the gregarious veteran who spent most of the early 2010s reminding everyone that he was born of the 90s era when rappers actually put hands on each other. While the incident spawned intrigue, it never ballooned into any real beef. 8 years after the altercation, J. Cole cheekily referenced the incident on his new album, allowing fans who remember that time well to reflect and laugh while hipping newer listeners to the story. And lastly, who can forget over a year ago when Diddy famously got into it with Power star Michael J. Ferguson, who plays 2-Bit on Halloween.
Yeah. Well, no, you. Yeah, him. Just as I said. Yeah. Don't touch me.
You're a clown! What's up, baby? What's up, baby? What's up? What's up? You don't like me? Then motherfucker get to it. If you don't like me, you motherfucker get to it. Don't play with me on Halloween. I'm out here with love. You wanna have love? It's what up then. What's up? Come on here, I'll bust.
Nah, hey, keep it.
Hey, so you don't never talk to me like that. I'm love, man.
Keep it macking, man. Don't even let him get you out there, man. Keep
that
that shit
macking. What's up? You
about that.
Man, you got a problem?
Keep that macking, man.
You really taking over my energy?
He wanna hurt you.
Nah, don't do it. So what did I do to you?
For this crowd. Don't do it for this crowd.
What did I do to you?
Don't
know
do
who
it
I
for this
am?
crowd.
Do you know who I am?
Bro, for what?
Bro, do you know who I am?
It's all love. It's all love, bro. It's all love, bro.
Yo, bro. It's all love. It's Puff. Come here, give me a hug, though. You lucky, though. You lucky. You know, I'm really about that. But I love you. And we're together. We're stronger together. You lucky nigga. Come to the after party and change your vibration. Yeah, change your vibration. Change your vibration. When you see your brother, you...
Diddy's so tough, but this is the second time he's had to use an object. He had to use a kettlebell. Now he's up here using a nightstick. You so tough, but you gotta use an object instead of your hands. But when it comes to a woman, you ain't got no problem kicking, stomping, and punching. And it's mighty funny with the guys. He wants to settle it and hug it out, and it's love. But you don't have that same sentiment when it comes to women. 2-Bit was right when he called him a... It also wasn't lost on me that he was in his face. If he really wanted to swing, he could have swung. Diddy stepped back, gave space before he started talking crap. Punk. Before I wrap this video up, I also want to mention the lawsuit that has been filed against Diddy from a young lady who says that she was raped by him in the early 2000s. There's another case from an artist by the name of Lil Rod who said that he was sexually assaulted by Diddy, amongst other things. We had one of his chefs that sued him a few years ago for sexual harassment. The list just goes on and on and on at this point. But there is no denying via this video and all the information and facts that I have brought to you that Diddy has had a long history of violent behavior. This is not anything new for this man. We, the public, are just now getting to see how all of these incidents throughout the years have played a role in the demise of his star-studded, award-winning career, because it is over for this man. He has been a monster behind the scenes for years, and it has finally caught up with him. I will not be surprised when more allegations come out, more women speak up, more people in the industry speak up on their experience with him. Diddy will literally be in obscurity from now on. There's no rectifying this. There's nothing that he can say nor do. There's not a song that he could put a silver jumpsuit on that will make us forget what we saw in that video with Cassie. I will never forget the things that I read in her affidavit for that lawsuit. I will never forget any of it. Any of this, any of these stories. I will never forget any of it. He is a demonic, evil person, and trust and believe his downfall just won't be because of monetary things like cars and money and fame and his homes. He's going to lose spiritually because you've been playing with God for far too long. You know, he loves to talk about how he's a man of God and he loves God and he's a man of love and I preach love. And you've been spitting in God's face all of these years. You thought that my God was going to continue to bless you. He wanted you to get good and comfortable and think that you were untouchable before he came in and yanked you by the back of your head and said, ha ha ha, you think you God? Oh, I'm going to show you who God really is. You want to play with my children? Oh, I'm about to play with you, sir. And it's sad because his legacy now is forever tarnished. His children will now have to live in the shadow of all of the despicable things that he has done. Unfortunately, they will have to bear his scarlet letter for the rest of their lives. Hopefully, they can make careers of their own because Diddy is about to be paying people out the wazoo for quite some time. But you guys, let's talk about all of these incidents down below in the comment section. If there are any that I was forgetting, please let me know. Make sure you guys, please, once again, subscribe to my channel if you have not. If you want to check out more of my Exposing Diddy series, the link will be down below in the comment section. Also, join my Patreon for unfiltered, raw, unedited, ad-free content and early access to my content as well, please make sure to thumbs up this video and turn on your post notifications. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.